You're tired, your body tells you it's time to rest. But the moment you lay down, your mind decides it's time to think about everything. The smallest noises feel louder at night, the room feels heavier, and the silence, it doesn't bring peace, it brings more thoughts. For many older adults, this isn't about stress or illness, it's simply how nights have changed. You may not be in pain, but you're not at ease either. You've tried the tea, the deep breathing, maybe even the pills, but nothing really sticks. You're left lying there wondering why sleep feels so far away, even when you're doing everything right. Here's something different, something practical, simple, and deeply human. 2 specific points on your body, no gadgets, no gimmicks, just your own hands and a few quiet minutes before bed. These aren't magic spots, but they are backed by both modern research and generations of traditional practice. And when used with intention, they can help shift your body out of that constant alertness and into something closer to calm, closer to sleep, closer to feeling like yourself again, rested, steady, and clear. That's what this video is about, not fixing you, just helping you come back to rest, one gentle touch at a time. Part 1: Why am I tired but still can't sleep? You've had a long day, maybe not physically exhausting, but long in a different way, the kind of day that leaves you mentally worn, emotionally quiet. You've done what you needed to do. Maybe watered the plants, checked on the grandkids, read a little, turned off the TV. The house is quiet now, you're finally in bed, you feel tired, but you're not falling asleep. It doesn't make sense at first. You've cut back on caffeine. You don't nap too late. You even tried some gentle breathing exercises or an herbal tea before bed. But still, as soon as you lie down, something shifts. Your body is still, but your mind stays wide awake. You're replaying conversations, remembering things from years ago that resurface without warning. Or you're thinking about tomorrow, doctor appointments, bills, that one phone call you've been putting off. The clock ticks, and you start wondering, why can't I just sleep like I used to? This question isn't just about being tired, it's about feeling disconnected from something that used to come naturally. As we age, sleep changes. That's not just opinion, it's biology. Your body's internal clock, the one that used to lull you to sleep and gently wake you up, doesn't tick quite the same way anymore. Melatonin production decreases, deep sleep becomes lighter. Your nervous system, once so efficient at calming down, now takes longer to shift into rest mode. And it's not just your body, it's your environment too. Maybe you live alone now, or your partner is sleeping in another room. Maybe you used to have someone to talk to before bed, a shared ritual, a small exchange of words or warmth that helped your brain release the day. Now the quiet feels different, not peaceful, just empty. And in that silence, your thoughts fill the space. And that's the truth most people don't talk about when they speak of aging and sleep. It's not just about hormones and habits, it's also about subtle loneliness, the kind that doesn't scream but lingers, the kind that doesn't keep you crying but keeps you up. No one taught us how to deal with this part. The part where your body slows down but your heart still carries so much. The part where your days are quieter but your nights get louder. Here's what you need to know: you're not failing at sleep. You're not doing it wrong. Your body isn't broken. What's happening is that your system, your nervous system, is stuck in the on position. It's like a car engine that keeps idling long after you've parked. And when that happens, sleep doesn't come no matter how exhausted you are. Why does this happen? One reason is that the brain is wired for safety. At night, when the world gets quiet and unpredictable, the mind tends to stay alert just in case. That's an old survival mechanism, and with age, it often becomes more sensitive. You might not feel anxious on the surface, but your body is bracing itself quietly underneath. It's scanning the dark, listening for tea. Why does this happen? One reason is that the brain is wired for safety. At night, when the world gets quiet and unpredictable, the mind tends to stay alert just in case. That's an old survival mechanism, and with age, it often becomes more sensitive. You might not feel anxious on the surface, but your body is bracing itself quietly underneath. It's scanning the dark, listening for threats that aren't there. That alertness can become the default setting. And the more nights you spend awake, the more your brain believes it has to stay on guard. It becomes a habit, a loop, one that feels impossible to break. But there's something else at play too, something deeper and more emotional. Many older adults carry a silent grief. Not necessarily about losing someone, but about change, about the body changing, about the rhythm of life slowing down, about feeling less needed than before. These thoughts don't scream, but they whisper. And they whisper most loudly when the lights go out. That's the hidden weight of sleeplessness. It's not just physical, it's personal, it's emotional. It's about being caught between exhaustion and restlessness, between needing to let go and not knowing how. So when you ask yourself, why can't I sleep even though I'm tired? Understand this, it's not because you're weak. It's because your system, your whole being, needs a new kind of signal. A new way of telling your body, it's okay, you're safe, you can rest now. Not a command, a message, a gentle one that speaks not just to your muscles and brain, but to your heart. That's why the solution isn't just in routines or rules, it's in reconnecting with the parts of your body that still listen. The small, quiet signals, the warmth of your own hands, the rhythm of your own breath. That's where we begin, not with pills or distractions, but with presence, with a moment of care given to yourself. And when that moment becomes a habit, the body learns, the mind follows. The engine finally shuts down. Sleep doesn't have to be a battle. It can be a return to calm, to softness, to yourself. Part 2, your hands hold the switch. You've probably heard the phrase, just relax. It sounds simple enough until you try it, especially at night when your body wants sleep but your mind won't settle. When you're lying there, heart still a little fast, breath a little shallow, eyes wide open in the dark. People will suggest all kinds of solutions: more exercise, fewer screens, a better mattress, or a different supplement. But they often forget one thing: you already carry a powerful tool within you. Not something external, not something you have to buy, your hands. This isn't about pressure points, medical jargon, or ancient secrets. It's about something real and deeply human: touch. Intentional, calming, personal touch. It may seem too simple to matter, but simplicity is exactly what your nervous system craves when it's overwhelmed. And the human touch, even when it comes from yourself, has a language your body understands better than any instruction manual. Think about it: when a child cries, you instinctively place a hand on their back. When someone's grieving, a hand on the shoulder says more than words. When your chest feels tight or your stomach turns with anxiety, where do your hands go? Right to that spot, automatically, without thinking. That's not coincidence, that's biology. Your body is built to respond to physical reassurance. And as we get older, we forget to give ourselves that same comfort. We wait for others to calm us. But truthfully, your own hands are often the most trusted messengers your body will ever know. When you gently apply pressure to certain spots on your body, something remarkable happens. Your nervous system picks up the signal that it's safe to let go. It begins to switch out of alert mode and into repair mode. Your breathing slows, your heart rate steadies. Muscles that have been subtly clenched all day begin to soften, and your mind, without even realizing it, starts to exhale. This isn't a metaphor, it's how your body works. And once you learn where and how to apply that calming touch, you no longer have to depend on outside things to help you sleep. You become your own anchor, your own switch. It's not about pressing hard, it's not about getting it perfect. It's about being present, a quiet reminder sent from your fingers to your heart saying, "It's over for today, you did enough, now it's time to rest." That message, when repeated gently each night, starts to rewire your relationship with bedtime. You stop dreading it, you stop fearing the tossing and turning. Instead, you begin to welcome those few minutes before sleep as sacred time, a moment when you return to yourself without noise, without pressure, without judgment. Older adults often feel like they've lost control over so many parts of life: health, energy, memory. But this you can control. Your hands are always with you. They know your story. They've held so much: people you've loved, work you've done, meals you've prepared, hands you've comforted. Now, maybe for the first time, they're here to hold you, to care for the body that's carried you through every season of life. So when I say your hands hold the switch, I'm not talking about technique alone. I'm talking about reclaiming a quiet power that's already yours. The power to settle your body, to soften your thoughts, to whisper to your nervous system, "You're safe now, let go." This simple nightly practice is not just about sleep. It's about sending the right signal at the right time in a way your whole body can understand. It's about reminding yourself through the most basic form of connection that you are here, that you are cared for, that you can rest. And maybe you haven't touched your own hands this way in years, not since you were a child, maybe not ever. But tonight, when you do, it won't feel strange. It will feel like something you were always meant to remember. This is where we begin, not by forcing the body to sleep, but by giving it permission. Not by chasing silence, but by inviting peace, with your breath, with your hands, with the kind of care you've always given to others, and now, finally, to yourself. Part 3, the first calm spot, beneath the pinky. There's a small hollow near your wrist, easy to miss, barely noticeable unless you're looking for it. But within that quiet space lies something powerful, a direct line between your heart and your sense of calm. It's not magic, it's not mystical, it's simply the way your body is wired. And when you learn how to connect with this one spot, you give your nervous system a chance to shift, soften, and finally let you rest. To find it, turn your palm upward, gently bend your wrist slightly toward your body. On the outer edge, just below your pinky finger, you'll notice a small natural dip where two bones meet. One comes from your hand, the other from your forearm. Rest your opposite thumb into that dip. If you press gently, you might feel a faint tingling that moves down into your hand or even your pinky. That sensation, it's not discomfort, it's your nervous system listening. This point is known, both in ancient traditions and modern science, as a key regulator of heart rhythm and emotional calm. But you don't need to memorize any names. All you need to know is what this moment does. It sends a soft signal to your body that the day is over, that you are no longer on alert, that nothing more is needed from you tonight. To begin, rest your hand comfortably in your lap or by your side. Take your thumb and apply light to moderate pressure into the dip. Not so hard that it hurts, but just enough to feel the tissue beneath your skin respond. Hold that pressure for a few seconds, then begin moving your thumb in slow, clockwise circles, smooth, even, unhurried. Let your hand move like a slow tide rolling across still water. After 20 or 30 circles, pause, breathe, and reverse the direction counterclockwise. Another 20 or 30 rotations, no rush, no goal, just gentle motion anchored by your breath. As you do this, match the rhythm of your hand with the rhythm of your breathing. Inhale slowly through your nose for 5 seconds. Exhale gently through your mouth for 5 more. Let your shoulders fall, let your face soften, let your jaw loosen. Let this be the first moment all day where you are not trying to be anything but still. You may notice your heart rate begin to slow. A sense of heaviness might settle in your arms, like your body finally deciding it's safe to power down. That's not your imagination. That's your parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for healing, recovery, and rest, beginning to take the lead. And the trigger, just your hand, your breath, and your willingness to be present. You might be surprised how emotional this feels. not because of the movement, but because of what it represents. For years, you've carried stress in silence. You've held it in your chest, in your stomach, behind your eyes, and in this small, unremarkable place near your wrist, there's a quiet release, like your body finally being told, you don't have to carry this tonight. It's not about doing this perfectly. It's about doing it consistently with care, not pressure, with softness, not urgency. Every night as you return to this spot, your body will learn faster. The relaxation will come more naturally. Sleep will come more easily, because this isn't just about sleep, it's about trust. The trust between you and your body. The trust that says, we're okay, we can rest. Part 4, the second spot where sleep hides. There's a place just above your wrist that most people overlook, a quiet channel tucked between two tendons, soft to the touch but powerful beneath the surface. It's not a muscle, it's not a bone, it's a gateway, a place where sleep doesn't just begin, it returns, slowly, naturally, night after night. To find it, turn your palm upward. Start at the crease of your wrist and measure up the length of 3 fingers. Right where that third finger ends, look for a small space between 2 vertical tendons. You may need to flex your wrist slightly to see them more clearly, one tendon toward the center, the other toward your thumb. Press gently between them, not to the side, not above or below, directly in between. You'll know you found it when you feel a mild pressure that's not painful but present. Some people describe it as a tiny buzz, others like a soft knot slowly letting go. This point is deeply connected to your nervous system, specifically the part that governs heart rate, mental focus, and emotional tension. It's often overactive in people who overthink before bed, whose thoughts won't turn off no matter how tired their body feels. This is where that loop can begin to break. Just like with the first point, begin by applying moderate pressure using your thumb. Rest your arm comfortably on a pillow, your lap, or your chest if you're already lying down. Start slow circular motions, 20 to 30 clockwise, then 20 to 30 counterclockwise. Breathe with it. Inhale for 5 seconds, exhale for 5. Let your attention settle not just on the movement, but on the sensation of letting go. Let your shoulders release, let your spine sink, let your thoughts drift. No need to chase them or silence them. Just let them float as your hand works quietly. You might feel something shift. Maybe it's a physical warmth, or a soft heaviness behind your eyes. Maybe it's something subtler, a sense that your mind is no longer grasping but softening. That's your system dialing down. That's the chemistry of rest taking shape in real time. This point also improves circulation to the brain. That means more oxygen, clearer mornings, and fewer dizzy spells or that heavy-headed fog that can linger long after waking. Many people who gently massage this area nightly report fewer disruptions in the night, and when they do wake, it's easier to fall back asleep. But the deeper power of this spot isn't just physical, it's emotional. It's like a valve. When touched with care, it opens a space inside you where tension has quietly built up over years. And in those few minutes of contact, something changes, not because you force it, but because you finally allow it. Let this practice become your ritual, not a task to finish, but a space to return to. Just like turning off a light switch before bed. This touch becomes your signal, not just to sleep, but to stop carrying the weight of the day, to stop analyzing, to stop bracing, to stop proving you've done enough, you've been enough. And now you can let yourself rest, not because everything is perfect, but because rest is not something you earn. It's something you're worthy of just as you are. Part 5, loosen the body, quiet the worries. By now you've touched 2 places on your body that don't just respond to pressure, they respond to presence. You felt how your own hands can signal safety, how your breath can slow the world down. But now comes the most important part, not the where but the how, because real rest isn't something you push toward, it's something you allow, and allowing starts with creating the right environment inside and out. Start by choosing your space. Not just your bed, but the feeling around it. Dim the lights, lower the volume of everything. Let silence have the room. If you like, play something soft, gentle instrumental music, ocean waves, or even just the steady tick of a clock, not to distract you, but to hold you. Let this be a space that tells your body, you're home, you're safe, it's time. Find a position that's effortless. Sit with both feet flat and hands resting gently on your lap, or lie down with your arms relaxed at your sides and your palms facing up. Make sure your shoulders aren't tight. Let your jaw release. Unclench the parts of you that have been holding too much for too long. Now begin. Start with the first spot beneath the pinky near the wrist. Press gently, circle slowly, breathe deeply. Move to the second spot, 3 fingers above the wrist between the tendons. Press, circle. Breathe, don't rush, don't aim, just move gently and steadily. Let your body begin to trust the rhythm. Let your mind begin to float. If your thoughts wander, good, let them. They're just clouds. You don't have to chase them. You don't have to stop them. Just keep moving your hand. Just keep breathing. The quiet comes not when your thoughts disappear, but when they stop pulling you. And that happens here in this stillness, in this motion. If your hands feel tired, use your other hand to support the movement. This practice isn't about effort. It's about permission. You're not here to fix yourself. You're here to care for yourself. To return each night to a place where the body leads and the mind follows. If you'd like, add a few drops of oil, lavender to calm, peppermint to clear, orange to uplift. Rub them between your palms first, let the warmth release their scent, then begin your massage. Let the smell remind you that you are here now, and nowhere else. In 5 or 6 minutes, something will shift. Maybe not dramatically, maybe not tonight, but something will soften, your breath will deepen. Your body will feel heavier, your thoughts will feel less urgent. And when you finally lie back, pillow beneath your head, there's a good chance your body won't fight sleep anymore. It won't resist it, it will welcome it. Because this isn't just touch, it's a ritual, a A quiet language that says, day is done, let it be. It's not always easy, but it's always enough. And when done with care night after night, it begins to change things not just in how you sleep, but in how you live, with more gentleness, with more space, with fewer worries chasing you into the dark. You've loosened the tension, you've quieted the worries, and maybe, just maybe, you'll fall asleep tonight not because you tried to, but because, for once, you didn't need to try at all. Final, if you've made it to this point, first, thank you. Thank you for giving yourself the time, the attention, the patience. That alone is rare in a world that often rushes us through everything, even rest. What we've explored together tonight isn't a trick. It's not a miracle cure, it's a reminder. A reminder that your body still listens to breathe, to rhythm, to touch. A reminder that healing doesn't always come from outside, but from the quiet intelligence within you. The same hands that have held others through storms can now hold you through the quiet hours of night. Gently, consistently, without force. Science tells us that when we activate certain points on the body, we calm the nervous system, slow the heart, increase blood flow to the brain. That's not opinion, it's proven. But beyond the science is something even more powerful: intention. When you show up for yourself with calm hands and steady breath, your body responds not just biologically but emotionally, because we all need to feel safe before we can fall asleep. And safety for many of us must now come from within. You may not see a drastic change in one night, but over time this simple act becomes a rhythm, a ritual, and that ritual becomes a message your body learns to trust. The day is done, you're safe now, you can rest. So if tonight feels softer, if your chest feels a little lighter, if your eyes begin to close more gently than they did yesterday, know that it matters. These small shifts matter, they are how healing begins. I'm deeply honored you chose to spend these moments here. I hope you carry this practice with you not just as a way to sleep, but as a way to return home to yourself each night. Slowly, gently, without pressure, wishing you peace tonight and clarity in the morning. Sleep well, you've earned it.